Hello and welcome to my dilemma, I guess. My diary? I don't know, whatever we want to call it for the day. It's my real estate diary. No, so I have a condo and I'm coming here to ask you, the listener, your opinion on if I should sell this condo or hold this condo. So I'll give as many facts as possible, as much backstory as possible, so you can make an informed decision and feedback for me. I really welcome any feedback. I really welcome any thoughts. I'm sure there's things I'm not considering. I'm sure some of the ideas I have you'll find smart, some will find stupid, and I welcome all of it. So, backstory, I think I'll try to tell you everything that I think is relevant. My age is relevant. I'm almost 32. I'm 31 right now. And I have a wife, Megan, and we don't have kids. I feel like that's relevant because where you're at in your life totally, is congruent with your real estate portfolio, right? And your future and your goals. So I bought this condo back in 2020. It's currently 2025. It was the first real estate I've ever owned. I lived in the condo for 2 years, and it's in Morristown, New Jersey. Morristown is a really up and coming area, and even if you're local to Morristown, you might not know how up and coming it is. Excuse me. You probably know that you probably think it was up and coming 10 years ago because it's already established and the prices are already high and rent is already growing and young people, there's more and more growth every day. Again, if you're not hyper local to the area, you would be surprised at exactly how Morristown is growing. It's growing fast and it's growing young and it's growing new. So that's huge here. My condo is walkable to where the young people want to be. It is about a half mile from the Green, it's called, which is the downtown area, bars, restaurants. I still go out there sometimes. And it's a two-bedroom condo, one and a half bath, and has laundry. Pets are not allowed. So I bought this condo back in 2020 for 311,000. No, it's while I'm talking in 2020. And the interest rate on the condo is at 2.785% because I bought it in 2020. As you can imagine, I'm sorry, 875. As you can imagine, that is a large reason why I am having this dilemma. And my payments, including HOA fee, is about 2,200 a month, PITI with HOA. And I'm currently renting it out. I'm actually renting to my parents, but let's not include that in the formula right now. They just sold their home. They're renting from me temporarily and gonna buy something soon. Before my parents, I was renting it out for 2730 to tenants, but let's call it 2800. That would be the what it can really rent for. And therefore, my cash flow is about $600 a month. Because that includes HOA fees, that's kind of true cash flow. It's not including interior maintenance or vacancy, but we'll call it true-ish cash flow. So I'm gonna call it about 6,500 a year of straight cash flow. So it looks like a pretty good situation, right? Well, here's the thing. The case for holding it, I'm going to make like notes of hold versus sell. I'm kind of just going with the flow here. Excuse me if I'm not being as efficient as I could be. But reasons to hold. One, I'm going to put 2.875 interest rate. That is a rate I'm not going to ever see again. I'm actually buying a seller finance home right now, another home, and I'm getting 5%, and I'm so happy about it. And that's almost double this rate. So that's to put into perspective, I'm ecstatic about double this rate. This rate is never coming back again. It's just not. 2.875. And I'll actually talk a little bit about my portfolio because that's important in who I am as reasons of, why I should sell or not sell. Is I'm a full-time real estate professional and I have Live In Now, which is like a two family. We rent out Airbnb in one unit, so we're house hacking. And I have this condo. And I'm currently under contract to close in a couple weeks. So by the time most of you are listening to this, I will own this house, but it's a house across the street from me right now. And it's seller finance. So where I currently live is also about 20 minutes from this condo, which is important. So 2.875 interest rate is certainly a reason to hold. Another reason to hold is I have 200K ish of equity. So I'm going to say worth about 500,000 right now. Like this is a retirement account, bank account, piggy bank, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to put this as take a knee. because yesterday was Super Bowl 59, and when the Eagles beat the Chiefs, the last play of the game was, no, not Jalen Hurts. Kenny Pickett came in to take a knee. Why? Because they won the game. So this analogy was also in the book Small and Mighty Investor by Chad Carson. He is like, hey, when you win the game, you take a knee. So if you have a winning, if you have an equity position that's excellent, keep it there, right? And that I believe in that. I sort of agree with that. But here, I'll share more points. One more reason to hold is it is my baby. I lived there. My parents lived there. I rented it out. I became a first-time landlord there. It's so easy to maintain because it's 1,000 square feet. It's no big capex because HOA fee pays for it. There's a gym there. Great location. It is just my baby. It is my it's my baby. It's like my little baby. So I love it. All right, now we're on to why I should sell. Well, the big reason is tax purposes. I lived there for 2 of the past 5 years. It's currently 2025, and I bought this in 2020. In September, which is now 6 months from this recording, I'll hit the 5 year mark of my ownership. And because I lived there 2 of the past 5 years, I can sell it capital gains tax free if I sell before September. If I sell after September, I don't have the 2 year out of the past 5 years anymore, so now I would have to pay a capital gains tax. That could be a huge tax, and I'm basically at the point where I either sell in the next 6 months or never sell because of that clause in the IRS tax law. Next is return on equity. Now, I'm not going to do the math on here, but I'm just going to make the general notes that I have about 200K of equity. I owe about 250, so I have about 250K of equity. And it's only making me about $6,500 a year. So if I were to do a return on equity equation, it's not very good. I can sell this property, get my 250K, we'll call it 200K after fees and all that, get my 200K and reposition this into a way larger position or a better equity position, or at least one that's going to produce me more cash flow. And I'm certain that that can happen. It's not like, oh, well, if that comes up. No. It will come up, which is going to lead me to my last reason to sell, which is my unfair advantage. I'm full-time in real estate. I find off-market deals. I've done flips before. This house I'm buying seller finance. I speak the language. I can hunt. And most people can't. Most people also have a job, so they do this on the side. Not me. This is my full-time thing. I'm a full-time real estate professional. So I can certainly place, it might not be right away, but I can certainly place my about 250K of equity in another position because I have that unfair advantage in the market. So these are the reasons to hold. These are the reasons to sell. Tell me what you think. My Morristown condo, my baby. I don't want to sell it, but I want to hear thoughts. I want to hear non-emotional, people who aren't calling it their baby to tell me what they would do if they were in my position. Or if you have more questions for me, like my goals, which are really to be a full-time real estate professional for forever. And therefore this really matters more so than someone who has a full-time job. That's really important. But anyway, if you have more questions for me personally before giving your thoughts, please reach out and ask me them because I want to hear even the most uninformed of opinions. I want to hear them.